It's been 2 years since we talked about Elden Ring, and they just decide to drop a gameplay trailer. Before I start the video, make sure you like down below, comment, and let me know, what do you think of Elden Ring? Are you hyped as I am for it? Because, it's only 6 months away. You're not gonna see me come January. I'll be dying again and again and again to some arm dude. But that's just the way I like it. Who cares about Breath of the Wild? We got another
Soulsborn game coming.
Here's the thing, I've had bad Nintendo games. Now, can you tell me one Soulsborn game that you didn't like?
Exactly.
Soulsborn games always hit. And who do we have running this one? We have Hidetaka Miyazaki and we have George R.R. Martin on deck. The fathers of killing people needlessly. We have the two people most acquainted with death writing this series, and all we can talk about is Breath of the Wild 2! You are in the lands between. You have the Erd Tree that blesses those with the golden era and is the source of life within the lands between. And those without the aura from the Erd Tree are tarnished. That's where you come in. You are a tarnished character, banished from the lands between. But when the Elden Ring is broken, this triggers the return of the tarnished. The main bosses are demigods that have had a fall from grace. They inherited the tainted power of these Elden Ring shards, and it twisted them mad. And their greatest triumphs have become horrid and twisted and crazy. So all of these demigods have a sense of honor, but they are also twisted and mad and at the root evil. The demigods start the Shattering, which is a great war that divides the lands between into 6 domains. Your goal as the Tarnished is to gather up all 6 pieces of the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. You're saying, Brady, I don't like Dark Souls. This game is not Dark Souls. You can play any way you want. It's fully customizable. We can jump. They implemented a jump into Elden Ring. What do you gotta say about that? Huh?
Jumps.
This truly is the future of gaming. Not only that, they have about 100 weapon skills that you can swap between weapons. You have a dagger, but you want to swing it around like a greatsword like this? Like this. You can do that. You can do anything you want in this game. There's all new magic. Look at this. This guy made his sword longer. What about this? This person just summoned a bird. From Software Games took what they knew best, Soulsborn games, and took everything that they learned from every other Souls game they made and put it into one. It's all coming together and you can do it any way you want. You can truly, as BK would say, have it your way. Hidetaka even says, I think a major difference or major point of this title is the number of choices you have available in combat. Oh geez. Thank God Miyazaki carried E3. They even added the ability to sneak. I know it's simple, but the idea that you can crouch through grass and sneak up on an enemy and just backstab them. You could even sneak by people. You don't even have to fight them. What kind of Dark Souls is that? Not my Dark Souls, but maybe yours. Maybe that's the way you want to play, and that's the beauty of it. And this Soulsborn game that explores the open world for the first time, but you are not locked to one spot. You can go off the beaten path and you can complete things in whichever order you want. They even have wandering events to where if you're exploring this vast open world, the biggest Soulsborn map ever, if you're exploring this world, you could come up across things like this. Little giants with stakes through their stomachs, with dragging a chest along. You can discover this all while you're just exploring. And your horse can double jump. Your horse can double jump. I know everyone was looking at this dragon throwing lightning, but your horse can Super Mario double jump. We didn't even talk about the fact that you can do mounted combat now. That adds a whole other variety to the way you play. Who knows, there could be bosses where you need mounted combat, or you could choose if you want mounted combat. Because it's a spectral horse, you can even jump off the horse and perform attacks like the one shown here. The horse even does these huge cliff jumps, which I think is wonderful. I can't tell you how many times I've had to walk around a cliff just to get to the spot where the game wants me to go up. But if I can just go whoo, fly right up, I'm still immersed in the game. It's still moving along. The pacing is good, and that's what I care about. A lot of people online are calling it Yakul because of this guy from Princess Mononoke. But what if? What if it was more than that? What if I told you I took one Norse mythology class in college? What would you say about that? I dusted off the old books, did a couple readings, and you wanna know what I found? The goat horse, I think, is related to Tangrisnir and Tangrisnir and Tangrosnir are goats that would fly Odin's chariot. And I think that your animal could be the offspring of these goats. So speaking of mythology, I've done a lot of research, and I think that we could tie some mythology back into the trailer, okay? And specifically when it comes to enemies. You see this guy? Wherever I put him, arm dude, I think that this is Tyr. Tyr from Norse mythology is a god who lost his arm while chaining up his Norse brother. And he's known as one of these great warriors that has to do with justice and doing what's right. So when we look and see arm dude, what I immediately think is these demigods are supposed to have fallen from grace, right? So maybe the biggest part of their triumph, losing their arm while chaining up their brother to protect humanity, is what shows on their character with what they've become. Now what about this one? You see this guy? That's a deer. A deer. You know how often deers are talked about in Norse mythology? You played Valheim? You know Eikthyr? That's who I think this is based off of. Eikthyr. Eikthyr feeds off the tree of life and is connected to the seasons and the elements and the phases of the moon. And I think that this could be another boss that has kind of fallen from grace after the Elden Ring is shattered, and maybe he's been poisoned by the tree of life, because once the Elden Ring's broken, there could be some sort of disconnect, and this taints the Eikthyr character, and you're gonna have to fight this deer. Also, the Firelink Maiden, yeah, it's the Firelink Maiden. I mean, look at her compared to the other ones. She's the Firelink Maiden. I think she's bad, okay? And here's why. There's a maiden named Hel in Norse mythology that is depicted as a blonde woman in black, and she's the daughter of Loki, and she is the ruler of the underworld. I think that she might be on our side in this game and want to restore balance, but she still has evil intentions, so watch out. Just pay a little bit of attention for that. We'll see if I'm right, okay? Coming January. If I get to see Loki in this game, that's gonna hit right. Ooh! Or Thor, baby. I mean, we already got a Thor in the office. I'm fine without him. I want my Loki. We also learned that from this trailer, the Valkyrie makes a return. She might not be as good as we thought, because she ended up killing us with that death animation. And if we're talking about Valkyries in Norse mythology, I think this makes sense, because Valkyries are fierce warriors that ride into battle and safely transport those who they think is worthy to Valhalla, to the next life. They're associated with fairness, brightness, and gold, but also with bloodshed. So I think that this Valkyrie's obviously fallen from grace. If you look at her arm, you can see that she's literally tarnished, and I think she's going to be a very difficult boss for me to beat. I always have a hard time with the smaller ones that can move around. I've also heard that there's a lot of death animations. So I'm looking forward to it. I don't know why that's weird. I am. I want to see all the different ways I can get killed. I don't know. That shouldn't be that weird. If you have any other ideas of where this game could be going, let me know down below. I'd love to hear your theories. I'd love to hear more about the mythology that might be behind it. Just let me know. And let me know how excited you are for the game, because I hope I'm not the only one. Make sure you like, subscribe, and as always, guys, game it till you make it. Wait. Bye, guys!